Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are still working on this front porch makeover area. So last week we painted the door and we made the post look like wood, but we still have a few more projects to do in this little area that I really think are gonna set the house apart. So let's get started because I'm freezing. This area looking pretty good. This area not so much. So I need to start by taking down this old light fixture that doesn't even work anyway. We're going to be replacing that, and I want to do something to this ceiling right here. So this is how the new light fixture is going to go, like this. And we have some extra space right there. So we're going to need to put a medallion around it to camouflage it so you don't see that hole. It's a good thing that we caught that because that's going to affect our placement of our boards when we go to do the accent ceiling. Okay, complete change of plans. I've been trying to figure out the math for this, and the hole is not centered this way or this way. So I'm trying to like sketch it up and I can't get it to work out perfectly and it's driving me crazy. So what we're gonna do is just cover the whole thing in boards, and then we also don't have to use a medallion then either. Okay, we're gonna use these fence boards to do like a faux shiplap finish, but I'm gonna sand them really quick, just like a really quick rough sand. That way when we paint them, we don't have to worry about all this pressure treating stuff coming off. So I'm using these fence boards instead of regular dimensional lumber because the price of wood is outrageous currently, and I just wanted this to be an inexpensive, quick project. However, I strongly recommend, if you want to do this project, do not use the pressure treated boards. I don't know what was going on. I've painted over pressure treated stuff in the past, but the green was coming through the paint, which you can't see in this video, but I will address it in the next video because it couldn't stay that way. So just a heads up, if you are wanting to attempt this, don't get the pressure treated ones. You can still use fence boards, but not pressure treated. To cut around this light fixture right here, I'm just putting up my board that I had already cut to the length that I needed, and I just need a small amount cut out of this board, so I'm just kind of freehanding it, marking. This is going to be covered with the light fixture anyway, but I want to try to get it as close to perfect as I can because we don't want any holes or gaps in between the light fixture and our material because that will look really weird. So I'm just installing this first piece with like a million nails because that's pretty much what I like to do, but seriously, I don't want a board falling down on anyone's head. That would be pretty bad. But the board that goes after this is going to be much more of it's a bigger cut that we're gonna have to cut out of it. So I'm gonna mark that, but a little trick that I have is I'm going to use something circular, like find anything circular in your house is kind of the same diameter of what you need, and then you can use that to trace onto the board, and then you can use your jigsaw to cut it out, and it'll be much more of a uniform shape and won't be as jagged. Thank goodness this porch ceiling didn't have too many crazy angles. I mean, it wasn't square, but it didn't have too many crazy angles. So this is the last board that I'm having to cut that's not like basically a straight cut. Then I'm having to cut a piece out of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and install that. You can see it in that corner right there where I needed to cut it and like why I needed to cut it. So I'm just going to install that and add a few more boards, and for the very last board I did have to rip it down a little bit on my table saw. I didn't show that because you guys have seen me do that before. It's no big deal. You can do that with a table saw or a skill saw or even a jigsaw if you need to, but honestly I was so cold, I was freezing. I was trying to finish this project up, or at least get the building part done so I could go inside and warm up. Okay, I've got all the boards up. It's definitely gonna be rustic because it's not perfect. Like this right here was totally not square, and so it's gonna take a lot of caulk to fill in those gaps, but I think it's gonna look really good. I'm using the same exterior paint that I used on the rest of the house. It is good quality from Sherwin-Williams. It's a paint and primer in one, but it was not enough, which I found out later, not enough to prime this fence board to block the green. I don't know if it's because the boards weren't super dry and they weren't going to get direct sun under this porch, so they were never going to like be really dry to make that green go away. I don't know, I couldn't figure it out, but I'm going to address it in my next video because I filmed the after shots for this video before it actually started turning green. So I'll show you that in the next video, but if you use fence boards that aren't pressure treated, you won't have that problem and you can paint it a light color if you want to. If you watched my video on how we caulked all the trim for the house before we painted, you saw me use this backer rod. And we're going to do the same thing here. It comes in different sizes, so I got just a little bit bigger size, and we're going to put it into the little cracks that we need to caulk so we don't have to actually use so much caulk, and it'll look smooth on top of it. I know you guys have seen this a million times and I preach about it every time, but seriously, I will never get over how big of a difference caulking makes. It is absolutely necessary if you want to bring your projects from beginner DIY to look more professional. It's absolutely necessary to caulk and make the finish more professional looking. And it makes your paint look much better too. So do it, trust me. You can see here how this corner wasn't a 90-degree angle and it wasn't matching up with the board, so it creates a bigger gap. The backer rod that we use definitely helps with that, but you still might have to apply multiple layers of caulk. Like you might have to apply some, let it dry, then apply some more before you can get it really filled in, but that's totally normal, but it's just important to let it dry in between or it can get super messy.
Okay, I've got the second coat up there, except for on the sides because the caulk is still drying because it's super rainy and humid today, so it's going to take a little while to dry. But I wanted to go ahead and get this light fixture hung up, so I went ahead and painted the middle to get the second coat on that. Okay, so obviously this is way too low. We need to move the chain up so it's above the door so you don't hit your head on it when you're walking in. Okay, this is just a really big bummer because this light fixture it's not gonna work. This is like the lowest I could get it, and it's just too low. Anyone taller than me, they're gonna hit their head on it. So I got a different light fixture that's a little more simple. So I'm gonna switch it out for that one.
Adding this light fixture is going to be the last thing that we do in today's video, but before we go, I want to know, have you guys ever installed a light fixture? Do you know how to do it? Is that something that you would like to see more of, maybe learn a little bit more about? It's not nearly as complicated as you would think that it would be. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to know how to do that. Also, feel free to comment if there's any other things that you would like more detail on, that you see me do in videos that maybe I'm not explaining enough on, that you would like a little bit more in-depth tutorial. So just let me know.
Thanks so much for watching today's video. This entryway has come a long way, but we still have a few more things to do. So make sure that you're subscribed, and if you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!